Okay, we left off right here on this problem. 1 yard and 2 feet equals how many feet? Well, now I have to convert all of this into feet. So let's start with this part right here, 1 yard. How many feet is 1 yard? Well, if you look at your star chart, it tells you that there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Okay, that's pretty easy. 3 feet equals 1 yard. Well, now you have 3 feet and 2 feet, which equals a total of how many feet? Sorry, we used the magic ink. 5 feet, exactly. Okay, well now, what if we wanted to convert 5 feet into inches? Okay, so let's think about that for a second. On your star chart, it tells you that 1 foot equals 12 inches. I'm going from feet to inches, so I'm going from a large unit to a small unit. So what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply. Okay, because I want to know how many inches equals how many inches are in 5 feet. Okay, so now I look. The 1 changes to a 5 by multiplying by 5, so I'm going to multiply 12 inches times 5, and that gives me a total of 60 inches. Okay, as we're working these, you stop this and try to solve it yourself. Okay, now I want you to try to solve this one by yourself. You have 96 inches. I want you to take 96 inches and try to figure out how many feet that would be. So you're going from a small unit to a larger unit. So what operation are you going to do? From a small unit to a large unit, you're going to have to divide. Okay, so you're going to use this conversion right here. 1 foot equals 12 inches. Okay, so if 1 foot equals 12 inches, and you have 96 inches, and you want to know how many feet that is, you're simply going to do what? Right, divide 96 by 12. Okay, so think backwards. Blank times 12 equals 96. You said 8. You are correct. Okay, so now let's figure out how many yards are in 96 inches. We were still going from a small unit to a large unit. So on this one we have 96 inches. We know that that equals 8 feet. So how many yards is that? Well, let's use this conversion right here. If 3 feet equals 1 yard, then there are, if we have 8 feet, how many yards is that? So we're going from a small unit to a large unit. So we're going to divide. Well, I don't know really how to divide 8 by 3 and figure out my answer. So I'm going to do repeated subtraction. 8 minus 3 is 5. Take away 3 again. I get 2. Okay, I took out 1 yard, 2 yards. So 2 yards and 2 feet of what that conversion would be. Let's erase it. See if we're right. 2 yards and 2 feet. Okay, 15 inches would be equal to how many feet? Okay, so 15 inches would be equal to how many feet? Well, I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot, so if I have 15 inches and I take out 12 inches, and I have 3 inches left, correct? Oh, I don't have 10 there. So I took out 12 inches, which equals 1 foot, and then I had 3 inches left over, so my answer would have to be C. And a different color ink, you could see that. Okay, next problem. How many inches are in 2 yards? How many inches are in 2 yards? Okay, I want you to see if you can figure that out right now. Okay, how many inches are in 2 yards? Okay, so over here to the side, on your star chart, you know that 12 inches equals 1 foot and 3 feet equals 1 yard. So we're trying to figure out if we have 2 yards, how many inches is that? Okay, well, if we have 3 feet, we have 1 yard. So how many feet are in 2 yards? You'd multiply 3 by 2, and you get 6 feet. And now we simply have to convert that to inches. Okay, so we're going from feet to inches, so from smaller to larger. So we're going to multiply by 12. So 6 times 12 equals 72. So you should have gotten B. Hope you're doing well on this. If not, stop and figure out what you're doing wrong. Okay, 3 yards and 2 feet would equal blank. Okay, pause this and try to figure this one out. Okay, so in this problem, you have 3 yards and 2 feet. And you want to convert all of that into only feet. And we know, looking at our star chart, that 3 feet equals 1 yard. So we have 3 yards. So you're simply going to multiply 3 feet times 3. So 3 times 3 equals 9 feet. But then you have to add these other 2 feet on. So 9 plus 2 equals 11 feet. So A is your correct answer. Okay, next problem. How many feet are in 6 yards? Stop and solve this problem. Okay, how many feet are in 6 yards? We know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So if we have 6 yards, how many feet? Well, look, this is kind of like a table. How does the 1 change to a 6? You're measuring both in yards times 6. So if you take 3 times 6, what is your product? 18. So D is your correct answer. Okay, which measure is equal to 3 feet 7 inches? Start calculating. Okay, in this problem, we're wanting to convert everything into all inches. We have 3 feet and 7 inches, so we need to convert the 3 feet to inches. Okay, so if 1 foot equals 12 inches, then we're simply going to multiply. Look, 1 changes to 3 by multiplying by 3. So 12 times 3 feet, 12 inches times 3 feet, is going to be 36 inches. Then we have to add on this 7 inches right here, because you only add like things together. You get 43 inches. B. Okay, if there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter, then 286 centimeters, that should be a C, would be blank. Okay, start thinking. Okay, for this problem, I know that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Well, if I have 286 centimeters, then I want to convert it to meters and see how many centimeters are left. Okay, so if I take 286, I take out 100 centimeters, I get 186 left. And take out another 100 centimeters, and I have 86 left. So I took out 1 meter, 2 meters, and I have 86 centimeters left. So B is the correct answer. Bravo for you if you got that one. Okay, next one. Maria had 9 inches of yarn. She needs 7 more inches for her doll's hair. How much yarn was she going to use for her doll's hair? Okay, solve it. Okay, for this problem, I'm trying to figure out how much yarn she was going to use for her doll's hair. Okay, well I know that she only had 9 inches and she needed 7 more. So if I add those together, that equals 16 inches of yarn. But I don't see that answer choice over there. But I know that there's 12 inches in a foot, so if I take out 12 inches, which is the same thing as a foot, then I have 4 inches left over. So I took out 1 foot and 4 inches. C is the answer. Okay, that's it. If you need to repeat, go back and do it again.